Okay, hello, my name is Jemai Farah, and today I'm going to present you the use of social media for artist marketing, music industry perspective, and consumer motivation. I have some technical issues, so I hope that this will work. Anyways, let's start. So, the purpose of this study is to answer the question of why people use social media, particularly in relation to the consumption of music and how the music industry could enhance its social media effort by aligning corporate strategy with consumer motivation. So the study regroups 28 participants, four case study, and four focus groups. Uh, and in decreasing order of importance, the study identify five reasons for using social media, which are one, access to content, sense of affiliation, participation, interaction, and social identity. And the study provide managers with a thorough social media plan that aligns with elements of consumer engagement and sensitive at escalating levels of effect. So, record label have only recently begun to learn more about their audience. Recently concerns regarding who is purchasing what music in what format and through which channel have surfaced. Additionally, record labels are becoming more and more interested in the best customer reach marketing strategy. Marketers may now connect with potential music consumer with via social networks thanks to the digitalization of music and the development of social media technology and the growing popularity of those social media platforms. So record companies should focus more on service marketing and client relationship marketing according to studies and that examine the evolution of businesses models in the music industry from traditional to originate the new lawful digital business model. And record labels and musicians are extending their promotion service marketing and customer relationship management strategies by using social media more and more. And the confluence of social network with the music industry has only been the subject of a few academic paper when the time of the study came out. And by merging information from those different sources, the study focused on how consumer motives and industry perspective interacts, which leads to the research question of the study. So there is one main research question, which is what are the general motives for using social media and how are they related to music consumption? And from this general research question, they come with two sub questions that are one, in what ways do financial record labels market their artists in social media? And secondly, how do consumer perceive artist marketing in social media? So for social media, there is many overlapping words that are used to describe social media phenomenon, including social internet, Web 2.0, and virtual community. Thus, the Web 2.0 and social media are both a collection of technology as a new way of thinking that allows for innovative business structures and operation. User-generated content and two-way communication between user and business content um, form the cornerstone of social media. Content creation and interaction are made possible by social media platforms, including blogs, tweets, forums, and groups on social networks. So the Web 2.0 tools, also known as the type of social media in the study, are divided into five groups that are blogs, social network, content communities, forum and bulletin boards, and content aggregator. The current research portrays social media tools as a manifestation and aspect of distinct online communities because otherwise they will overlap between some of the categories. Following comes the consumer motive for using social media. So, according to the studies, social media use is driven by personal and psychological demands. So, from social identity theory, the phrase of social identity is applied to marketing and online communities in the study. So, the psychological condition giving a shared or collective representation of one being a member of some virtual community is described as social identity. When a person is a part of a group, they strongly identify with the other member of the group. The member develop an emotional connection, which is in turn boost group's loyalty. Additionally, being a part of a group satisfies crucial needs, and participation is thought to provide tangible advantage because it strengthens both the collective and the individual identity of the group. Numerous individuals are drawn to social media tools like blogs, social network communities, forums, who not only participate and communicate but also produce and distribute information. And those users are also involved in the phenomenon by recommending and ranking content. While interaction refers to a more direct exchange between two users, participation refers to the expression of opinion. Both may have an impact on one another. So, in addition, there is three qualities characterized in the user-generated content. The content was produced outside of standard working hours or procedure. It was made available to the public via the internet, and it involves some creative work. So, based upon the information literature review of social media studies, the current study suggests four consumer motives for using social media. One, reinforcement of social identity or of both individual and the group. Second is the sense of affinity. Third is the participation in the form of user generated content. And lastly, two-way interaction between the member of the group. Yes. So, the type of virtual communities can be characterized in various ways. So here we can see in this table that they ranked different type of communities depending on the following factors. So the emphasis of community can also be characterized in communities of interest that are formed around a common shared interest by the members, the communities of connection that are centered on challenging life situation and promote member personal ties, and in multi-user dungeon or user in communities that are like something that you can see in the communities of fantasy that creates new world characters stories and role play, whereas communities of transaction facilitate product and service transaction and provide information regarding those transactions. So the content communities and virtual worlds are two other social media categories. Avatars or immediately perceivable presence enable real-time communication between users in virtual worlds. So websites that specialize in sharing user-generated content include content communities. One example of this website would be like the most famous one I would say would be YouTube, but also Spotify is one because just on sharing music, or I don't know if you know this very famous site that is called Last FM, where you can see how much music did you listen, but also ranked your preferences similarly to what Spotify do nowadays with this end of the year review. So yeah. So one typology of virtual community that is shown is to show the difference and similarity between various virtual community, and it's not meant to be a comprehensive typology of all communities. The web-based service called social networking sites (SNS) let user create public and semi-public profile within a limit of the system. Additionally, user can express a list of other users with whom they have connection, as well as read and navigate both their own list of connection as well as those made by other user. So making a new acquaintance and connection with people you've never met in person can also be done on those platforms. This research set these sites apart from other virtual community types discussed above, since they may be used for a variety of reasons and offer a wider range of social media capabilities. So this leads us to the theoretical frameworks. So according to the research, social media can serve a two-way communication channel between record labels, artists, and customers, as well as between consumers. As mentioned earlier in the study, users of social media frequently do so for purposes of two-way interaction, user-generated content creation, social identity reinforcement for both individual and groups, and the sense of affinity. So on the communication framework with that is here is based on the sensor, receiver, and noise that is served as the inspiration of the framework. And the purpose is to highlight the significance of each goal in relation with online communities, social network, and social media platform in the music artist promotion. In the methodology, so this study used an exploratory multi-case study that analyzed both selected record labels operating in Finland and consumer of the country. The primary information used is the empirical portion of the study that was gathered in semi-structured in-person interview with record label, but also phone interview, email correspondence, and consumer focus group. Also, they use secondary data through website and other newspaper clipping. And this is justified because the validity of the qualitative research is typically increased by using numerous sources of evidence. So the case study allows for the preservation of the comprehensive and the significant aspect of actual occurrences while also being used to analyze complicated social phenomena. And the six semi-structured interviews with the representative from two big record labels. One is independent record and one is a software music company, all of whom have experience like promoting independent artists, and so they make up for the empirical data. And all those responders are executive in their organization and have extensive experience in the music business and artist making. That's why they were also chosen for the study, while the interview took place for 2 years, so from 2008 until 2010. And in addition to the record label interview, like it was mentioned earlier, there was four focus groups that have been conducted to collect the consumer data. So they came up with the Finnish music industry perspective on social media usage in artist marketing. So for artists, record labels have made fan page and communities with posting ritual and visual information that user can comment and constitute the majority of the marketing activities. What is interesting, as you can see, is that they used each platform to promote different ways of activating those marketing strategies. For example, they use Facebook to bring online metrics and offline metrics together, for example with search features like Facebook events that allows them not only to bring this from online to offline, but also evaluate how many people are going, how many people wish to go, and that gives them an extra understanding of the consumer behavior. And it's the same with for example, they do the same on fan page, where record labels have also promoted sponsored entertainment ideas or merchandising, for example, that are specially created for an artist. That is a good illustration of how they can use different social media platform. There is another one that is particular to the to the Finland, to the country itself. It's a platform called IRC Gallery, and it's an important Finnish online forum for teenagers. And it's primarily used by following discussion focusing on the artist. And this shows again the two-way interaction that we were talking about earlier. Um, Additionally, the Record utilized this platform to advertise release of the week in order to promote new album. The same way they do it with YouTube, Spotify, to promote videos or music content. And this creates like this put the idea uh, that they try to push the customers to get enthusiastic about something. And yeah, so since many forums are good, people utilize blogs and forums to follow the talk also. So all of those different platform leads to different way of using them with different purposes, but there is always this idea of promoting and engaging in this two-way interaction. The findings of this prison study indicates that common reasons for utilizing social media include a sense of affinity, the reinforcement of one's social identity as an individual and as a member of a group, participation in the form of user-generated material, and two-way communication between group members. And the significant customer for and it's a significant customer motivation for adopting social media in the music industry in order to access to the content but also participate with the content and interact. Yes, so this is it for my presentation. Thank you very much for listening to it.